I was driving home from a late-night shift at work, and I was exhausted. The only thing on my mind was getting home and crawling into bed. It was a dark and stormy night, and the rain was coming down in sheets. I could barely see the road in front of me, and the sound of the rain hitting my car was deafening. As I drove down the deserted road, I noticed that my car was starting to act up. The engine was sputtering, and the headlights were flickering. I knew that I was in trouble. I pulled over to the side of the road and got out of my car to take a look. That's when I heard it. A low, guttural growl coming from the darkness. I couldn't see anything, but I knew that something was out there. I quickly got back into my car and locked the doors. I tried to start the engine, but it wouldn't turn over. I was trapped. The growling was getting louder, and I could hear something scratching at the windows. I was terrified. I looked around for something to defend myself with, but there was nothing in the car. Suddenly, the growling stopped. I sat there in silence, waiting for whatever was out there to make its next move. That's when I heard a tapping on the window. I turned to look, and I saw a pair of glowing eyes staring back at me. I screamed and tried to start the car again, but it was no use. The creature outside was too strong. It started to rock the car back and forth, and I knew that it was only a matter of time before it broke through the windows. Just when I thought it was all over, I heard the sound of a police siren in the distance. The creature outside must have heard it too, because it suddenly stopped attacking the car and disappeared into the darkness. The police officer pulled up behind me and got out of his car. He asked me if I was okay, and I told him what had happened. He looked at me skeptically, but he agreed to give me a ride home. As we drove away, I couldn't help but wonder what had been out there in the darkness. Was it a wild animal, a monster, or something even more sinister? I never found out what had attacked me that night, but I never forgot the terror that I felt. From that day on, I made sure to avoid driving at night whenever possible.